Hi guys. Wow, look at that. Like, well, I couldn't have done that if I tried again. But, anyways, I loved all your comments from the last video, and I thought it's the full moon. This energy is really intense. It's pushing me. I feel some things, and I haven't spoken about the twin flames for a while, and I'm feeling really tapped in today. So I was like, why not jump in here and just kind of tell you. How I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. And the biggest piece, or the biggest thing that's come up in this full moon for me is just that maturity of, of connection and understanding, maybe not understanding, but getting really aligned with how I want to feel around my community, my relationships, my partnerships. Whatever those types of connections may be. And also tap on or try on a little bit about the twin flames. So, first and foremost, let's just start with this full moon and what's coming up. It just, I think the best way to put it is I'm just realizing my relationships are much more present and I'm able to really fully communicate. I kind of just feel like I went through the other end of all the turmoil, but I'm able to really express myself and regulate my emotions. And what I mean by that is, I heard this expression, I don't remember if it was a podcast or where I heard it, but it's that idea that starting to look at your emotions kind of like an airplane and learning how to keep that plane on the tarmac versus it taking off. And really just breathing into that and finding different ways to make yourself keep your feet on the ground and not spiraling and not getting so like sensory overload. You're able just to really stand firm, kind of like root, just to keep the roots in the ground, right? Like a tree, kind of. So when this full moon came about and I can feel it, it's like you can feel how fiery it is. And now what does that look like or feel like? And I think the first thing that always comes to mind, and I've spoke about this before on this channel, is twin flames, right? Like I tend to gravitate to the sun, my twin flame tends to gravitate to the moon. And then when the full moon comes out, I sometimes feel like there's so much energy and it always is divinely timed to like a cycle somewhere. I feel like how those twins kind of connect and also pushing that energy into some sort of co-creative or creativity. And for me, what I'm realizing with the twins right now is, all those patterns that might have been pushed through depending on where you are. I'm noticing that in the last year, I don't know if it has to do with the pandemic, but no matter where you are in the world, somehow lines cross, right? And it brings things to the forefront, maybe things for you to question or ask yourself, to really ask yourself where you are in relative to trust and understanding on your own, on what you believe in, right? So I know for me, and obviously I'm going to say this in a way to kind of protect the people that would be involved, but with my twin and I, randomly, even in another country, things got crisscrossed, to hear stories, to bring back things that my twin and I had worked through, and also like question things deep within myself, like what I believe in and who I represent, and how this connection affects me even today, even when maybe years goes by and it still is evolution to ask you questions about where you are spiritually, what you align to, and how the twin flame process kind of, whether it's directly or indirectly, affects your relationships. So I just kind of want to speak a little bit about that today with this full moon, because for me, it is that understanding that I am a twin flame. I did have a spiritual awakening in it, and I do believe that no matter what I do, as far as work goes or hobbies, I notice that I'm always aware that they're connected to a higher purpose. So, for example, when I'm painting, that to me is like a channeling, and then using metallics for like how the metallics change your paint, your room, as to like raise you to your higher self and lighten up your energy field, right? And the idea is to walk away to be your true, like to be your higher self, to put more energy into the world. So the same thing with working now in renewable energy. Like, how is that aligned to my mission, or towards making the planet just a better place for other generations to come doing my work? So I kind of digress, but my point is that when I hear something come up, or whatever it may be, I notice that I kind of come back to that. And I don't know if this holds true for everybody here, but I know no matter what, and I will always say this, right, wrong, or indifferent, when you have a twin and you know it's your twin, you walk this planet and it's a different feeling of always knowing that human is there, and that human will always step up. Maybe not in the finest hour, and maybe they won't show up to be their finest self, but I always say it's kind of like this lifeline that won't go away. And if there's if people aren't doing their work, or if the universe feels like you need to be in contact, it will find something that triggers one of you so much that you guys come back together to work through something, to ask a question, to put your feet to fire, to just to ask where you are in your I don't know if the word is destiny, but where you are in your process of maybe attaining your best higher self. So I really find it interesting. So anyways, so the other thing that has come up for me as I speak about all this is learning when when you meet soulmates. And what I mean by the word soulmates is when you maybe meet someone that you gravitate to and you feel like that could be your person. It's also real, and what I mean by your person, who you're choosing maybe to do life through, right? Because maybe you and your twin don't reach on the same, maybe you guys don't end up on the same level at the same time, wherever your work may be for yourselves. And so you move on and you find someone that's a soulmate. And to me, what a soulmate represents is someone that comes in with healing, shows you where you can do more healing on maybe your wounds that you have, learn to have be a better version of yourself, and also like support and love you on your journey, whatever that may look like. And I do very much believe that you can be as happy, and maybe even happier, with a soulmate versus your twin flame. It's a different energy, and it's a very different type of relationship. Um, and so the other thing that I find really cool is you can have both and be even more. Actually, I think there's an opportunity to even be happier. And what I mean by that is, if your twin maybe isn't in the same place as you, you're capable of having some sort of friendship, and at the same time, your soulmate and you are pushing each other to be better versions of yourselves and do the work because both people want to. So I know I'm kind of pushing away from the Aries full moon, but it is going to come kind of back together. And that is, the Aries full moon makes you question um, how, like, what is significant right now when you're being present, right? What's for your highest good? Who can step up and truly be your partner and stand next to you and support you and love you and care for you, who you are today, right? It's pushing for more maturity. And whether it be, I'm not trying to get into labels here, but whomever you date, if they're not in the same maturity area, maybe they're still lying to themselves, maybe they disassociate, maybe they can't be, like I said, honest to themselves, maybe they don't have, maybe they're still in a place where they're dealing with ancestral ties, maybe they're dealing with past wounds that they've chosen not to work on. It's that idea that for me, once kind of my spiritual awakening happened, and I did know how to continuously expand and push myself further and higher, it made me start asking, like, okay, is this person in alignment that I just attracted? What could I be doing better for myself? What could I be doing better for the collective in this moment? So I don't know. It's an interesting place to be. I think maybe death, it hitting home so close to me, it really made me question some things and see some things and ask myself some questions on what that looks like. The other thing that I think is really amazing is once you kind of go through the twin flame pain, I notice it you get to a place where you can eventually you can relax enough to start seeing, like, how can I continue to get closer to my higher purpose, and what type of support do I need to stay present to do that? And it's a really beautiful thing once you kind of figure that out. I would say that's the biggest thing. And you kind of get this, you start realizing what you need to feel happy in a connection, because with the twin flame, you go in and out so much that you learn, like, I don't know, you learn that. I know I'm making this much more complicated than it is. So we'll just pause. I'm going to pull some cards. I'm going to start with the Archangel cards. I'm feeling really drawn to these cards. I'll show you the deck or the box. It's the Archangel Power Tarot cards. So anyways, I'm digging these cards right now. So let's see what we get here. And I hope this full moon is treating you guys good. I hope the energy comes through and shows us. I felt like my speech at the beginning was a little complicated, so I hope somebody resonates with it, because it's a really interesting feeling right now to have all that come to the forefront for me. So the one thing I'll say is that I'm learning that was really hard for me to learn in my twin flame connection or relationship is, all I can say is don't ever count your twin out, because they come back around and around and around and around when you least expect it. And they will inevitably feel the connection and step up for you when you least expect it. And then you hear things, and then you question things. And I truly believe it makes you a better person. So just believe in things to make the universe really does have your back, and helps you understand that connection and what it inevitably means, and how it helps you with other relationships. So the first two that come out is the Ace of Gabriel. So Gabriel's always been my angel, as we know. And so this makes me very happy. So a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. So this is the idea of what are we creating, right? I've always said the twin flames, the connections, it's all about creativity. It's all about finding someone that will be a co-creative with you. And it's this chance to do something amazing. So if you haven't quite got there, you don't feel like you've manifested that, use this full moon energy to really start writing it on paper. What does it look like, and what's the creation next? I'll hold myself accountable right now. Right before I paint, I start to get a lot of visions, and I'm just getting to this place of curiosity, a sense of wonder, and that place of, I want to do exhibit of like what my brother kind of saw or is seen, and had a very playful spirit. So anyways, he left this book. So 42 was my basketball number and an important number for him. And it's called the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think I'm saying that right. But anyways, I'm reading that book right now, and it's interesting. It's like this sci-fi altruistic book that then has all these lessons in life. So I'm reading that, and I'm going through it, and I'm realizing, like, as I'm thinking of painting, the different things that are popping up. So, be curious right now. Use this energy to find something that, you really feel like it's a sense of like accomplishment, or, what do you want to manifest? The next is a night of Raphael. Raphael is the healing archangel. As you know, he comes across, he's this green puffy guy, kind of looks like Santa. So it's just that romantic, dramatic, um, maybe you've been thinking about writing poems in your creativity. Sometimes love letters, even to yourself, can be very healing. It's a way to get real introspective. Anyways, it's that commitment to romantic relationships, right? Whether it's a commitment, and listen, when I think of romance, you can have romance with friends. You can do friend dates. I have some friends from work, and we have this joke that we do this double date, romantic date, and we pick different restaurants, and it's awesome, right? It's a way to even feel romance within yourself. So how do you love yourself? It's about self-care, acknowledging yourself, also allowing yourself to be swept off your feet. Like, and I just kind of spoke about this. I would have never, ever, ever believed this woman would have come in my life and swept me off my feet like she did. Okay. And so when that happened, and like my head flipped, like I wasn't expecting it. I was held off guard. I was kind of on my heels. And just knowing, like, you just never ever know what can come up. And once your heart is open, you're just allowing yourself to be in these situations and, speak about these topics that really like make you feel your heart flutter again, right? That's the idea of the night of Raphael. It's the idea of being open and feeling that healing and feeling that love and fighting for it. Even if it doesn't work out, put your best foot forward and just try to show up. Okay, I still feel like some more cards are coming from this deck. This deck is just, I'm loving it lately. And it's like, I don't want to get too into this, but one thing I will say with the twin flame journey is, after you go through it, just allow yourself space and time. It took me years to attract someone else that I was like, whoa, this is something, right? It took me a long time to really get there. So give yourself grace, allow yourself forgiveness. I mean, that is what this moon is really all about. Like, maturing the relationships. Well, in order to mature a relationship, you have to have forgiveness and grace on choices you've made. If you've been through it, and the person that you love will be there whenever that moment comes. The universe will align that and allow. It's like that dance. You take a step back, they take a step forward, and that space. It will come together, right? It will. That's the healing part. That's where the romance comes in. And so, anyways, allow yourself that love for yourself and grace, because if it's meant to be, it won't go. It will always come back around. All right. I got one popping up. Change your life, Archangel Shamamil. Liz talks a lot about Shamamil for the twin flames, and it's that revelation, it's that freedom, right? It's that you serve in this massive, expansive galaxy. I sound like my brother right now, which is so funny because he always talks about that, hence that book. And it's layers and layers and layers and layers. So embrace all of those different opportunities, right? Allow yourself some change. Oh my gosh, Liz, I just spoke about you. Shamamil, change your life. Anyways, I'm really feeling this with the twin flames right now, as I'm sure you are, because you came in at this exact moment, which normally means we're kind of in sync, even after all these years. It's great to see you. So, the sudden revelation of just, that freedom right now, right? So the maturity of relationships, we're just going to really let this energy come through. I'm so glad you popped in. It's really nice to see you. Tell your boy I said hello. So anyways, really, I'm going to go for one more card because I like how these are popping up, and we shall see. Liz, I always get a little choked up when you pop in here. I miss you. So mm, all right. Oh, three. Two of Gabriel, make bold and ambitious choices, right? This is the same thing. This is Archangel Chamomile. Be bold, feel the freedom, feel the energy, jump on the surfboard, ride it, just try to stay on it, right? It's important relationships with people you share the same vision, right? This is the same idea. And I actually really love that it's two men because that's that same sex twin flame connection that I always have, feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. The irony of this is on top of it being two males, we both know, or we all know, one is feminine, one's masculine. And then another hyper extension of this is I see Gabriel as a gay boy, and Gabriel in these cards comes across as a woman. So very intriguing. It's back to just that energy and allowing it to flow and not getting caught up with the labels. Allow that love into your heart, however it happens. Archangel Zadkiel, solutions, right? This is the idea that this success, right? It comes from all this objective compromises, but all we have to do is forgive and allow the healing energy to come into our heart, and it will naturally like just unfold. Okay. So the more I see it almost as like cobwebs, and when the full moon comes through, it cycles. That's why it's so easy to communicate with your twin flame, even if you're physically not. You're able to go into meditation and allow yourself to feel one another's presence, right? It's no different whether they're here, whether someone's passed over, love's the only thing that goes back and forth. You're able to really use that communication through that love language. So know that self-control, patience, allowing the universe to unravel things magically is what really this whole connection's all about. In knowing that you believe in the universe, just like how the universe reunites you with your twin, just like how you met your twin, just like how it will keep coming back. It's like waves of the ocean, and that allows the forward momentum of raising the collective. So just allow it to be right now. And the star, that's such a beautiful card, Archangel Jophiel. So dreams come true. That's what we want. We couldn't ask for any better ending for the Archangel power cards. It's this end of the difficult situation. It's this new cycle. And really, that is what the full moons are meant to do, right? Dreams do come true. And I don't know. It's like right now with this powerful manifestation, start writing your list down and what they look like and what, I always say, people always say, Brooke, you're a powerful manifester. So how does this work? And for me, I don't accept anything less. Abraham Hicks speaks a lot about this, speaking the language. And when you speak something into existence and you only talk a certain way, anything that is not attracted to that or aligns with that falls away, right? It just falls apart. So if you step in your own power, the rest will take care of itself. That, somebody that's not attracted to you or your energy and really feels aligned will naturally fall apart. And I'm not saying it can't be sad. There's been times in all of our lives where you want certain people to stay close to you, but the energy, it doesn't have that magnetic force, right? Maybe they're not in a place to be at the same place you are and match you and want to work on things, and you let it be. And sometimes it comes back around, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, again, you just kind of have to look at it like, sometimes I look at this big planet kind of like an ocean, and sometimes with the current, you guys cross back together. Like the twin flames, it doesn't matter where my twin is, anywhere in this whole entire world, and somehow our energy crosses each other. So it's the same. It's just believing in the unknown, and know that the universe really will complement your energy and put the right things in front of you to continue to level you up, which is the whole point of why we're here. So I'm going to do some moon cards. I just feel called to them right now. So let's see what comes up. I love these cards. These were like some of the first cards I learned from. And they always feel good in my hands. They feel like leather because I use them so much. All right. Oh, fell back in. Well, I say that, well, none come up. There we go. And the magic number 3 pops in. Okay. First one, a fiery climax approaches, right? Well, this is the full moon. It's pushing it out. It's clearing out the cobwebs. Everybody's being raised. Again, I think, it's a full moon in Aries. That's exactly what today is. So not surprising. That's the first one that pops up. And it's just that confirmation that we really are powerful, fiery individuals. So harness, pull one of your cards. Liz, can you believe my cards are stuck in my art studio in my storage in LA? I don't even have my own cards. I sold them all. So you're going to have to pull one. So I'll tune in on your station and you can pull one for us. I'm sorry I don't have them. I know. There's one that's on one of the cards. So anyways, I can't believe I just pulled a full moon Aries card. That's pretty unreal because that's where we are today. So talk about just reconfirmation. It's fiery. Harness, any anger that comes up. Liz has spoke about this before. Scream in the pillow. That's such a great exercise. Work out. Really do some harder cardio exercises and just really be open, be able to have that self-care and love yourself and give yourself grace and realize that, there's a reason all this is bubbling up to release it. So allow the full moon to do that. The next one, the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. I love that. Again, this looks like the twin flames. What's a question you've been asking? Is there unresolved business between you and your twin that you think could help heal you? If there is, speak up. It's a great time to do that. Are there other answers that are coming, as in, have you been asking for something different? Are you trying to manifest things? This is time for like new opportunities, new education, new travels, new adventures, being curious. And then new moon in Virgo. I like that this is the last one that popped out because it's just a time to give rather than take. And I always say when we give, it comes back tenfold, right? For me, and I'm not saying everybody should do this, but I came to a place in my life where I was feeling very abundant. And that was the most I started giving away. And I got in this place, instead of feeling stuck, the more I gave away, I noticed my bank account just got higher and higher and higher in abundance. And I still live in the thought process that, when we look at abundance, when we look at money, if your bank account yourself is not rising, then it's the question of why aren't you aligned, and what part of you is feeling like you're not abundant and you don't deserve that, because there's plenty of it. Everybody can have some. So learning really right now how to level up, how to harness that fiery energy, and getting clear with what we want as we move forward, right? And we can all have that when we take the time to write it out and really get clear with what we will accept and what we won't. So Archangel Raphael, I'm feeling this guy because all of a sudden my throat's like, so let's clear it out and see what type of healing this moon is going to bring from him. Which is funny because every time I feel Archangel Raphael, he's such a heavy set guy that, I don't know. I think if he actually had weight on him and wasn't an angel, I think he might have problems breathing too. But anyways, that was just some humor between me and the angel. He's probably not very happy I said that. Yeah, it's massive ascension right now. I feel the same thing. All right, so one flew out. Use your natural healing abilities. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. So this is all about your animals. Touch and feel. I forget the. I can see it. The Reiki. So maybe you have some magic coming out of your fingers and you don't even realize it. I know my twin. She does extra thing, like she does this called healing haircuts and uses Reiki in her salon, and how it relaxes people. And it was really interesting because through our spiritual journey, that's one of the things that really kept her afloat doing this service, during the pandemic. So no, figuring out like what connects with people, how that feels good, how it feels, when you do Reiki on others, just like if you, do cards for other people, wherever your transference of energy is, you're healing yourself at the same time that person steps forward with them as well. So meditation, again, that's that ascension that Liz was just talking about. When we get grounded, we talk to our guides, we're able to really like clear out of all the muck of what's holding us back. We're able to guide our mind, guide our intuition, and just really allow our guides to, give us advice, talk to the angels. This is the time where it kind of just flows. Oh, Liz, you had an ascension cold. I'm glad I missed that. But every day you're shuffling full time, Liz, so that could be it. Okay. Improving health. Hey, that one was for you, Liz. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for comforting reassurance about this situation. Wow, this is amazing. So you're improving your health. You're comforting that reassurance. When we work and we work and we work, especially when a full moon comes through, it's exactly like Liz says, that's where you clear out your cold. You I always see it. I know it is ascension cold, but it comes across to me as cobwebs, like covering your lungs and breathing. It's like you have to break through all that. So if you're clearing the toxins by sweating like a sauna or exercising or drinking lots of fluids, that's how it all gets cleared. So very intriguing. We haven't done these cards. This is the cards of light. I like these. Sometimes they're just lighter. They don't. I like these cards because they don't feel heavy to me. They feel kind of like the frosting on the cake. First one's Starseed. So that's the question of what lights you up. If nobody said anything, and it's funny. I always think of my art career when this card comes up. So for the longest time, and I've been this way my whole life, and I don't know how I have it, but one day I just was like, I'm going to paint, and I don't care what other people think. My first painting sold for $5,000, and I just went for it. But I remember I had an art show in my hometown, and I was like really freaked out. I was like, oh my God, my friends didn't even know I painted because I didn't even know. And so we were all walking around, and my guy best friend looks at me, and I was just waiting for him to be like, what? Like, is all this crap on the walls? Like, I thought for sure he was going to be like, what is happening? And he's like, he leans in and he's like, honey, I didn't know you were Picasso. And it was just so funny because I anticipated this judgment, but I was brave enough to put it out there. And it just happened, right? So my point is, don't worry about what other people think. No matter what it is, what you're doing, that is how you do. Like when Steve Jobs came about and he made a computer and it was this, all these wires in a box. Trust me, people were like, do you think people are going to spend $1,500 or now like $10,000 on wires in a box? Probably not. So it's like, be brave, push through it. Another thing is this twin flame station, right? It's been all over. I've quit. I've come back. Sometimes I talk about art. Sometimes I just talk about what resonates with me. But even today, here's Liz and we're talking, and you attract great friends. So I've always said, if one person shows up to hear what I have to say, I've accomplished something. I've somehow raised the collective and made someone smile. So don't look at it with what the negativity it brings in. Just focus on the positivity and how it can make someone happy. I had people tell me, and they still do, Brooke, you're a wackadoo, or you're this or that. And it doesn't matter. I don't, I've had people say, oh, you're still in love with your ex. That's the reason you're on this station. It just doesn't matter after a while. And Liz can tell you, because she's been through some of this as well, but it truly is about making other people feel better, making people feel like they're not alone, making people just have a better day and be healthy and happy. And, ironically, tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow here in America, is Mental Health Day. I could be wrong. It could be Wednesday. So don't quote me on that. But regardless, it's about raising people up, being a family, being a tribe, and helping one another out. And I know I'm very thankful for Liz. We've been there for each other numerous of times. And you know, you should want the same thing for yourself. So I hope, if nothing else, some of this resonates, and maybe you start your own YouTube channel. So, Keepers of Earth. I love that I just pulled this card because it really is saying you're not alone, right? These are all of your ancestors that are standing behind you, supporting you. And, you know, that's again kind of what the twin flame journey is about. No matter how batshit crazy everybody is or thinks my twin and I may be, I know deep down inside that person, that human will always have my back. You're connected. You know, that's just how it works. You're not alone. And so know, if you have found someone, friend, foe, whoever, that wants to check in on you, it's just a reminder that your ancestors have your back. You're never alone, right? You know, you are born here, or what people like to say is you're born here alone. You die alone. But the reality is there really is no such thing, because this is the human existence and we're all connected, right? It's much higher and bigger and larger. Nice to see you. Tell George I said hi, Liz. So, you know, this is the Keepers of Earth. Stand true to each other. And I'm going to do one more, and then this is going to be the last. Share your voice. There we go. Come out of the cave. Persecution expression. Be bold, be open, be curious, and really allow love just to come into your heart, you know, that. And I like she matches this, which is really good spacing with artistic painting. But my point is it's the idea of you have the universe inside of you, and you magnetize and you can expand as big as you ever want, because the universe is infinite. So look at yourself as that. People love you, and you're full of love. So allow yourself to be full of love and keep pushing that out to the universe. And also give yourself grace. Like right now with this pandemic, it's still hard. We still question things. And, you know, we had to put one foot in front of the other. So if nothing else, hopefully this message just makes you realize we're all here for you, and sending you guys as much love as I can from my heart to you. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Liz, thanks for dropping in, and back at you. Bye-bye, guys.